Broadcasting to you from the heart of northern Minnesota, you are listening to the best music-oriented podcast and web series on all of YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Roger Radio Show. I am Roger Radio.
And I'm Aegis on Levity and Tapeworm Group.
Well, brother, take heed to what everyone says about the subject for the music. You may be a born-again Christian, and it's your people's damn fault that our music is seen as blasphemous. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't need to be smited. Anyways, cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another legit album review. And I can barely contain myself right now, folks, because today we are reviewing none other than Judas Priest's 1986 album, Turbo. Now, before we get started with today's legit album review, I think it's important to note that this album right here in particular really took away from their traditional style of music and how they do their lyrics and all of that. It basically was them getting away from all of their harder, authentic heavy metal sound and sci-fi like lyrics and went into being the 1980s, man. They went into the old glam metal, synth metal, lovey-dovey stuff.
Please tell me that this isn't supposed to be one of their better albums.
I don't, in my honest opinion, it really isn't. It's kind of like one of those you love it or you hate it albums, you know?
Honestly, it didn't hit that hard with me.
Here's the funny thing, though, Aegis, all right? This came out a month after Van Halen released 5150, and we all know how Van Halen did with their music direction, especially with them now being Van Hagar, right? And then we see Judas Priest do this, and everyone was like, what the fuck is this, you know? No, I will say this, though. It's a good album. I
thought there were 2 good songs on the album.
Yeah. I think for me, there's like 3 of them.
Yeah.
I got 3 of them for me anyway, so. Alrighty, so let's get into the background of this album. So in 1984, they released. Oh, before we get into that, here's the information about it. This album was released on April 7th, 1986. It was recorded at Compass Point Studios in Nassau in the Bahamas and record plant in good old Los Angeles, California. The genres are glam metal, heavy metal, and synth metal. The length of this album was about 40 minutes and 58 seconds. It was released by the Columbia Records, and the producer was Tom Allom, who was credited for working with artists in addition to Judas Priest. They also worked with the likes of Black Sabbath, Straubs, Crocus, Loverboy, Def Leppard, Kix, and Rough Cut. So you gotta admit, that's a pretty good resume right there.
Yeah.
Especially when you have some of the bigger bands like Black Sabbath, Loverboy, and Def Leppard, who all of them were still pretty huge. I think Black Sabbath, they were kind of hitting like a bit of a slump during the 80s, you know? And then Crocus, so while not a bad band by any stretch, they were not at that huge level. Like I would say Black Sabbath, Loverboy, and Def Leppard were right here. Crocus was kind of right here. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so a little background for all of you. In 1984, they ended up releasing their album Defenders of the Faith, which was a very successful follow-up to their, what I believe is their 1982 magnum opus, Screaming for Vengeance. And the interesting thing about this album that I did not know at first was that this was supposed to be a double LP, and they called it Twin Turbos. But, of course, half of which would be more commercial, and the other half would be their traditional aggressive heavy metal stuff, right? That idea
Twin
got
turbos, never forget.
what's that?
Twin turbos, never forget.
Right. So, no, but at the end, the double LP album kind of got scrapped, and the material would be split up with the more commercial songs appearing on what would be Turbo, while the rest of the songs or whatever they did make would end up being put on their follow up to this album, 1988's Ram It Down. And then I think there was like maybe one or two that were put on their 1990 album Painkiller, but I could be wrong. So, the lyrical content for Turbo was markedly different from their previous works, with more emphasis on the grounded subjects such as love and romance rather than the band's usual sci-fi and fantasy themes. So in layman's terms, they decided to hop on the bandwagon.
So don't get me wrong. I love my metal. I love System of a Down. We're going to be doing some Rage Against the Machine soon, which I'm looking forward to.
30 years of Evil
I,
Empire.
I just didn't really care for this particular album. Thought it was kind of weak, to be honest.
Probably one of their, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that say like it's one of their weakest works and all that.
Yeah.
No, but of course, some of the music from this album do get a lot of playtime on classic rock radio. But then remember,
Yeah,
it's a
track
classic
one,
rock
I think
radio.
was the
What do you
best
expect?
one.
Huh?
Track one, I think was probably the best one on this album.
Oh yeah, it's like their biggest hit from it, and we'll be getting into that song
Yeah.
very soon. Okay, so it was a result. According to the band themselves, this album here was a response to the changed music scene of the mid 1980s, which has become more focused on light synth driven pop rather than the driving hard rock of the 70s to early 80s. And you gotta remember, dude, this was the mid to late 1980s. The music landscape did change, and we've seen that with the likes of Van Halen's 5150 and then a few other albums that are out there. Oh, Kick by NXS is another good example. And I can't remember, but I think by this point, I think progressive rock kind of like took a little bit of a dive downwards or something by this point, maybe because
Yeah.
nobody was really listening to prog rock a lot like they used to back in the 70s when it was like all over the place. And then you have Pink Floyd, who are still relevant, so to speak, but this was the David Gilmour led era when this was all beginning here. So, okay, so following the album's conclusion, they took an extended hiatus. Um, yeah, they pretty much took a hiatus. I don't think they did a tour for this album right now. They did not even perform at all during 1985, except they made one appearance at the Live Aid concert where only 3 songs were played. Work began on Turbo that summer and finished late in the year. It was also during this time that Rob Halford, the lead singer, who is openly gay himself, he was struggling with severe alcohol and substance use, and he was having violent feuds with his romantic partner, and tragically, his romantic partner took his own life, and it really devastated Halford so much that he resolved to get himself clean and entered rehab, where he spent a whole month from December 85 to January of 86. It does not say like how long recording for the album took place, but I believe, in my opinion, they were just finishing up, I think, by this point when he went to rehab. All right, so let's take a look. There are some stuff about 2 songs that are in this Wikipedia page. I'll include the link to everything in the description below. And they don't have Wikipedia pages for these songs, so I'll just refer to them right here, which we'll get into soon. Okay, so the album kind of did pretty well, but the ratings here weren't too Kind. All Music gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. Metal Hammer gave it a 6 out of 7. Pop Matters gave it a mixed rating. And Martin Popoff, yeah, that's his name, and he gave it a 6 out of 10. It sold well initially and was certified gold by the RIAA in June, and it went platinum in July of '87. It reached number 33 in the UK and number 17 on the Billboard 200, the band's highest chart position until 2005's Angel of Retribution, which was the album that marked Rob Halford's return to the band after he left following Painkiller. Let's see here. What else is there? Ah. Oh, 7 of the album's 9 songs were performed during their Fuel for Life tour, with Hot for Love being the least played of those. The title track has remained in the band's set list since then, and Out in the Cold reappeared in 2019. During the tour, the band also dispensed with the black leather and studs look they sported since 1978 and went for a slightly more colorful glam leather wardrobe. Whatever the hell that means, right?
Hmm.
A number of older songs, such as Sinner and The Ripper, were also dropped from the live set list, leading KK Downing to remark, and I quote, "People ask why we don't play Sinner anymore. I tell them it's because we've all repented."
See, one thing I gotta say about this album is supposed to be metal. It's not metal. It does not sound like metal to me.
What does
Maybe
it sound
hard
like to you?
rock. Maybe
What's
like
that?
hard rock, but it's definitely not metal.
Well, remember, they went in a different music direction,
Yeah.
but they decide to insist on having it as one of the genres, which I could never understand. Alrighty. So, Rob Halford, in a 2008 album with Kerrang, he referred to Turbo as the Love, Hate Judas Priest album and says, and I quote, "The only agenda we've ever had in Priest was to really give every album its own life, and I think we've achieved that on everything from Rock-A-Rolla up to their album Nostradamus, which was released by that point. That said, if ever there was a controversial record in terms of what people might have expected from us, it's Turbo. It was the fact that we moved into a different atmosphere, but that's where we were at that particular time, just like many of the other bands. Some of the technological advances, like the pedal boards that Glenn and KK used, were giving us options for different sounds and experimentation. Personally, I think there are still some great tracks on that album. It's one of the recordings that divide opinion. I will say this, I personally love this album. If any of you remembered our favorite music albums, a podcast that we did, I included Turbo as one of them.
Really?
Yeah, if you remember correctly, I included it because I did kind of like the sound of it because it was genuine 80s like stuff. And of course, that was the theme of all the 1980s music. So
Yeah.
here we go. Despite Turbo's achievement and reception, KK Downing said that it wasn't the big selling album that we hoped for. I think quite a lot of that went on with the acceptability and success of a lot of other bands that you look at on MTV. Even Ozzy Osbourne went to the hairdressers. In his 2020 memoir, Confess, Halford admitted that he now sees his lyrics on Turbo as subpar and stated that his alcohol and substance abuse at the time did start to take their toll on his writing process. All right, so let's take a look here at the charts. It peaked at number 33 on the UK albums chart and at number 17 on the US Billboard 200. It is certified platinum in Canada with 100,000 sales. It's certified platinum in the US with 1 million copies. So overall, those numbers, you can tell that it's not a strong album by any stretch. But if it's like the type of music that will play on the air, I'm sure people will listen to it, even though they have their opinions about it. So, alrighty. So that being said, shall we get into the lyrics?
Yeah.
All right, we are going to kick things off with none other than the biggest track from this record, Turbo Lover. Now, I will say this, I
Mm,
love this song. Ladies and gentlemen, he just got some pussy on his shoulder.
The, the kitty always likes just hanging out in the back of this chair. It's just one of my favorite perches.
Yeah,
So
like
we're
I
doing Turbo Lover, and honestly, it's the best track on this album.
Yep. Like I said, I love this song, man. It's a huge
Hmm.
staple in classic rock radio. I love how it began, with the it felt like it was charging up to see how the album would play out, so to speak. It's like charging all that energy, and all of a sudden you hear the drums come in, and boom. All right. So, this alrighty, let's see here. The album was released, or the song itself was released on April 7th of 1986. It was recorded in 1985. The genres are not heavy metal, but glam metal and synth metal. Would you agree with that?
Honestly, it wasn't hard enough to consider it metal, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is glam metal, and glam metal is kind of like the antithesis to heavy metal itself. It's pretty
Yeah,
much,
when I think metal, I think like heavy electric guitars and shit. This one's kind of a bit more poppy than what I'm used to when it comes to metal.
yeah. All right. The songwriters here were Rob Halford, KK Downing, and Glenn Tipton, and Tom Allom was the producer, and the label was obviously Columbia Records. Now, the song's lyrics allude to motorcycle riding, and it broadly features an aggressive sexual tone, with frontman Rob Halford having described the single as embodying escapism. I have never in my entire life ever heard of that.
Hmm.
Musically, it incorporates a synthesizer based sound into the band's traditional type of heavy metal music. One music magazine has compared the particular style of Turbo Lover to that of Kraftwerk. What?
All right, do you
Uh,
want me to get in the lyrics?
I just got a couple more things I gotta read quick
Okay.
here. All right. The song's lyrics have been described as being about autoeroticism.
Roger knows a lot about autoerotic asphyxiation. Just ask him. He knows all about it.
Ugh. An article by the music publication Loudwire remarked that the track succeeded by celebrating the band's connection with motorcycle culture and everything leather. But then, of course, considering that Rob Halford is
Leather.
openly gay, like they love their leather. Not to say it in a bad way, but I'm just here making a point, all right? All right. Frontman Rob Halford has said, I just like the analogy of the motorcycle as a euphemism for love. And I'm your lover. Tell me there's no other. It's got kind of a sexual undertone to it, which is fine. I guess that's why the quote unquote old ladies in motorcycle clubs, they do love their guys. They love their men. They love motorcycles. It goes even all the old ladies in the Thunderbirds Motorcycle Club will allude to it. They'll allude to it. All right. It's been done many times in rock and roll to use a machine, car, or motorcycle. It's just a bit of fun of escapism more than anything else. All right. So the song peaked at number 44 on the U.S. mainstream rock Billboard. The music journalist Steve Huey, writing for the service All Music, praised the track as a successful reimagining of the Priest formula, and otherwise stated in his review of the song's parent album Turbo that he viewed it easily the best song on the record. Mike DeGagny for All Music wrote, although it still has ample amounts of Priest heavy metal gusto, it doesn't wander into the chasms of the ferociously boisterous like most of their 70s material. A piece published by Decibel magazine described the single as one of the classiest songs in Judas Priest's discography. As well, the music publication Loudwire ranked the song at number 10 on its list of the 10 best Judas Priest songs. What are your thoughts about that?
I can't really say how good it ranks amongst the other songs 'cause I don't really listen to much Judas Priest, but I hope that most of their music is better than this. That's all I can say.
Oh, dude, I'm a Judas Priest guy myself, dude, and trust
Yeah,
me, I would say that
you
it
just got to
would,
get me into more of the better songs, and I'm sure
yeah,
I'll like some of it.
I would say I am kind of inclined to agree with that, but for overall top 10 songs, I would put it at number 10 because there is a whole lot
Yeah,
better songs that are out there. Like, for example, you got Breaking the Law, that's obviously, in my opinion, among the top three. You got Another Thing Coming, obviously, I would say is like their greatest song, in my opinion, at number one. And
yeah.
then, let me see what else is there. Um, Electric Guy and Screaming for Vengeance obviously would be among them, but I wouldn't exactly. I would put him like in the middle of the top 10, honestly, you know. I think for me, it would just be like that for the rankings anyway. So, all right, why don't you go ahead and get into it?
All right, it goes. You won't hear me, but you'll feel me. Without warning, sometimes dawning, listen. Then within your senses, you'll know you're defenseless. How your heart beats when you run for cover. You can't retreat. I spy like no other.
Dude, hang on a
Then
sec.
we'll
You
race
won't hear
together.
me,
We
but
can ride
you'll
forever.
feel me.
Wrapped in horsepower, driving into fury. Changing gear, I pull you tighter to me. I'm your turbo lover. Tell me there's no other. I'm your turbo lover. Better run for cover.
Run, run.
We hold each other closer as we shift to overdrive, and everything goes rushing by with every nerve alive. We move so fast it seems as though we've taken to the sky. Love machines in harmony, we hear the engines cry. I'm your turbo lover. Tell me that there's no other. I'm your turbo lover. Better run for cover. Then
Oh
there's a guitar
yeah.
solo.
Yep, I do
On and
love the
on.
guitar solo that they did right here.
Yeah. On and on we're charging to the place so many seek, in perfect synchronicity of which so many speak. We feel so close to heaven in this roaring heavy load. I'll give you a heavy load. And and then in sheer abandonment we shatter and explode. I'm your turbo lover. Tell me there's no other. I'm your turbo lover. Better run for cover. I'm your turbo lover. Tell me there's no other. I'm your turbo lover. Better run for cover. I'm your turbo lover. That's it.
All right, so
Oh.
obviously there is a music video that's made for this, and you can tell that they did fit in with
You
the
can see
motorcycle
the
theme with all of it.
motorcycle kind of shit.
Yeah, you can tell that where the band members are, you can tell that's all green screen.
Yeah.
But some reason the facial expressions that Rob Halford kept making when he was singing, that was like probably the funniest shit ever. Maybe I should actually do a freeze frame of what I think my favorite is, and then do make that as my profile picture. I obviously like it. The music video is just like pretty much a bunch of green videos that they shot of like motorcycle gangs like riding around and shit like that, and then you could tell that's all green screen because you don't have the band members just pull up like that for no reason. I will say this though, for 1986, that was very impressive to say the least.
All right,
And
just pulling up the lyrics to the next song right now.
okay, I think there was a couple more things I wanted to say about this song.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like the first 10 seconds of Turbo, it was a perfect charge up to what the album would be, obviously, you know? And I love the rhythm. And obviously, anytime when I was doing sports in college, this was one of the songs that I always had on my playlist of getting ready. just getting ready to go to war, getting ready to fight to the death. Even though there was a lot of sexual overtones on this song, but I could give a shit less. And then in the middle of the song, I really did love like how it kind of softened a little bit, and then it just charged right up again. It's like, you know, when you're on a motorcycle and you hear the and all that. That's kind of what it reminded me of. You know? Alrighty. Now, next up, we're going to get to what is probably another one of their biggest hits, in my opinion, and not exactly big like Turbo Lover, but it is a huge song to play on classic rock radio, and that is Locked In, which is another favorite of mine, alongside with Turbo Lover.
I thought this song was okay, but it did have some good soloing in it.
What's that?
I thought this song was okay, but it did have some pretty good soloing in it.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I did love the guitar at the beginning. And I think it kind of like had the same level of music mentality like Turbo Lover, honestly. Like, what else can I say about it, really? It's a really awesome tune also, you know. Oh, and then obviously around the 2.5 minute mark, because I'm just listening to it right now a little bit, you can hear the synthesizer really picking up a bit.
Yeah.
So. And yeah, like you said, the soloing is really good here too, you know. All right, so it goes like this. I can't stand the way you move it. You drive me crazy with that walk. Oh, dude, all women always do that. I hate to say goodbye, but I do love to watch them leave. You get me so excited, I tremble and I shake. Oh, that kind of pretty much resembles my life right there. When you make the moves you make, you've got the key to my heart. Go ahead and use it. Drag me in, slam the door, then I'll be yours forevermore. Forevermore, dude. It's a fucking throwback to our last album review that we did right there. Huh?
Yeah. Nevermore is the word you're looking for.
Yeah. Well, it kind of almost was like that, you know. I love it. You've got me locked in, locked inside your love. You got me locked in, locked inside your love. I can't take it when you touch me. It feels so good I could explode. I think he's starting to get off on this right now. Like he's just like, oh, touch me some more. Touch me some more. Not in the jerking kind of way, but just, you know, when a woman rubs your shoulder with her hand and all that. That's what I'm talking about, right? You've got me in a frenzy. I tremble and I quake when you shake the things you shake. Okay, so can we? All right, can we just agree that us men are always like that every time when it comes to women for some reason?
A lot of us, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, jeez. I got an idea. I can't take it when you touch me. It feels so good I could explode. Just apply a little bit of this on my shoulder here and we're good. I froze again. Oh, I knocked down my webcam. Hang on a minute. Let me reboot it quick. Hang on a minute. Come on, you can work with me, can you? Okay, there we go. I hate my webcam. Anyway, so before we get this video more age restricted, you've got the key to my heart. Go ahead and use it. Drag me in, slam the door, then I'll be yours forevermore. Nevermore, 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 never. You've got me locked in, locked inside your love. You got me locked in, locked inside your love. Locked in, locked inside your love. You got me locked in, locked inside your love. And then it pretty much continues the rest of it. You know, you've got the key to my heart. Go ahead and use it. Drag me in, slam the door, then I'll be yours forevermore. You've got me locked in, locked inside your love. You got me locked in, locked inside your love. You got me locked in, baby. Locked inside your love. You got me locked in, locked inside your love. You've got me locked in, baby, locked inside your love. You got me locked in, locked inside your love. You got me locked in, locked inside your love. You got me locked in, locked inside your love. And then it says in parentheses, fade.
Hmm.
So, yeah. All right. So, this next song that we got right here is simply titled Private Property. And I'll say this, I am kind of mixed with this song, honestly, but it's not a song that I'll revisit a whole lot. But if it's there, I'll
Yeah.
listen to it. Some reason, every time when I tend to like to play my music when I'm playing Call of Duty and whatnot. But every time I'm on Call of Duty Nazi Zombies, I always had a tendency to play Private Property for some reason.
Honestly, I personally found the song kind of boring.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a not a whole it's not a song I'm really excited about, but if it's there, I'll listen to it because
Yep.
what the hell kind of thing, you know. Um I did kind of like how the rhythm was on it, you know, but I feel like they could have did a little more with it, to be honest with you. Um like I did kind of like how the beginning sounded, you know. The beginning kind of almost sounds like if you're watching a sci-fi movie, at least for the first 7 8 seconds, I would say.
Hmm.
So you go right ahead. I got no more else to say.
All right. You think you're cool and got it all. You think you run the scene. I don't believe how you conceive that you're good enough for me. You think you've got it all sewn up, but I'll cut you right down to size. The way I figure you don't exist, so you better realize. Don't you touch, don't get near, don't make me for a fool. Make no mistake, no give or take. I'm too good for you. So if you keep your hands off private property, hands off, whoa, oh. Keep your hands off private property, hands off of me. Hands off, keep your hands off of me. I'm number one when I turn it on. Do you think that you can relate? You'd be amazed, left in a daze, to see me operate. Don't you touch, don't get near, don't make me for a fool, make no mistake, no give or take. I'm too good for you. So keep your hands off private property, hands off, whoa, oh. Keep your hands off private property, hands off, whoa, oh. You live in a fantasy, I don't even care. If you're looking for sympathy, it ain't there. Hands off, keep your dirty hands off of me. So keep your hands off private property, hands off, whoa, oh. Keep your hands off private property, hands off, whoa, oh. It just kind of keeps repeating for the rest of the song.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, dude, like I said, it's probably one of their weakest tunes on here, but if it's there, I'll listen to it. Like I said, I always play it every time I'm playing fucking Nazi zombies on Call of Duty. I don't know why. Alrighty, this next one here, it's actually a kind of a attack song, so to speak, and it's called Parental Guidance.
Hmm.
Now, according to the Wikipedia page here, Parental Guidance was allegedly written as a response to Tipper Gore's attack on the band and heavy metal in general. In the mid 1980s, her organization, the Parents Music Resource Center, had placed the band's song Eat Me Alive from Defenders of the Faith at number 3 on their list of offensive songs referred to as the Filthy 15. The PRMC alleged that the song was obscene because it encouraged the performance of oral sex at gunpoint.
Holy shit. That's
Now, here's the
fucked
thing.
up.
Here's the one thing that makes me hate this so-called organization or witch hunt, as I would call it, is that this here is an attack on the First Amendment. Now, remember, Judas Priest was already under the subject of controversy because one of their songs, Better By You, Better Than Me, which I consider like among my censored 11 songs for some reason, which was from their 1978 album Stained Class. It was a song that a young teenager was listening to, and he ended up taking his own life afterwards, allegedly because of the subliminal messaging in that song. Judas Priest was sued by the family, but the judge threw it out, citing that their song was protected by the First Amendment.
Yeah, Frank Zappa was very much against like that kind of censorship that was going on at that time,
I
his
tell you,
time.
oh yeah, I tell you one thing: if Joe's Garage would have been released in the 1980s, he really would have given Tipper something to bitch about, and I would have loved for him to for that to happen, and especially like you said, Ed, it included some topics and themes about censorship and all that, and that how you know. Alrighty, now what can I say about this song?
Yeah, Frank Zappa actually debated Tipper Gore at one point.
If they have a no
There's
no
video of it.
yeah, I was gonna say if there's a video of that, I want to watch it.
Yeah,
I want to watch it.
just
Yeah.
look up Frank Zappa Tipper Gore on YouTube and you'll find it.
Oh, I might have to watch it, but let me ask you this: who do you think won?
Frank Zappa.
No, let me ask you this: how much of this did he have, or was he plain sober? Actually,
I don't know. I can't say.
it's really hard to say with just going off topic. It's kind of hard to say with Frank Zappa because he always has that one face where it's like he's has a poker face kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like a poker face, but you cannot understand if it's a poker face of hey, I'm good, everything's all good, or yeah, you know. I will say this for this song here. I wasn't really strong about this song, honestly, but I think I might have to listen to it a little bit more. But hey, if you're gonna make an attack song on Tipper Gore, or I am strongly supporting that. And you know what? Now that I think about it, I want to see where their filthy 15 songs are. Maybe we should do it. Oh, it's here, dude. Oh, we might have to do a run through of these songs, bro. I have it right here. I'm definitely fucking bookmarking that so I can find it later. We're fucking. No, we should actually listen to all these songs and we should actually do a rundown of these.
And say what we think.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Alrighty. So, like I was saying about this song, why why is the sound of this song sound like something I would listen to on spring break? Or if I was like on the beach just hovering around. Why is that, do you think? Oh, excuse me. I will say this it does. I do appreciate the fact that Judas Priest decided to make a song that says, "Hey Tipper, if you don't like our music, do us a favor and don't fucking listen. Go fuck yourself."
Hmm.
You know what? You know what I would do as a musician? I would have did a whole concept album dedicated to Tipper, and then at the end of the last song, you just heard every song I sang, and if you don't like it, you could take your copy and stick it up your ass.
Shoved up your ass.
Yep, shove it up your ass. And meanwhile, you'll have Beavis and Butthead just mocking you like she took it up the ass.
I fucking love that. Beavis and Butthead meme you sent me a while ago. The fuck, I gotta look it up quick. It was so fucking funny. It made me laugh.
Yeah, if it's a funny meme, dude, just text it to me and then we'll see how it looks.
Yeah, yeah, you sent me a meme. It was like, hey, I don't always spank my monkey, but when I do, heh, what? Wait a minute. I guess I always spank my monkey.
I figured
It
you'd
made me
love
laugh.
that, dude. And you know, dude, it's the good old Dos Equis commercials,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah,
I swear that dude is, yep, I swear that dude is a meme lord right there. He is a
yeah.
definite God mode meme right there. All right, so let's take a look at this. Here's what it says. You say I waste my life away, but I live it to the full. And how would you know anyway? You're just Mr. Dull. Why don't you get into the things we do today? You could lose 20 years right away, so we say. We don't need no parental guidance here. We don't need no parental guidance here. Every day you scream at me to turn the music low. Oh, it's just like on that one song, on a couple of those snippets on Frank Zappa's Joe's Garage with "Turn it down, turn it down." You know.
We
Well, if
don't
you,
need no parental guidance.
yeah. Well, if you keep on screaming, you'll make me deaf. You know. You always chew me out because I stay out late until your three-piece suit comes back in date. Get one thing straight. We don't need no parental guidance here. We don't need no parental guidance here. There's no communication. I'm tired of explanation. Is this message getting through? You went through the same thing too. Don't you remember what it's like to lose control? Put on my jacket before you get too old. Let's rock and roll. We don't need no parental guidance here. 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 Oh no, one life and I'm gonna live it up. I'm wondering what Tipper's response to this song was.
How much do you want to bet he did never even fucking listen to it?
Probably didn't. Tipper was probably too busy with a whole bunch of the other bullshit. All right, so I'm trying to figure out what do you say we take a. Actually, you know what? Let's just keep going here. I don't think we're going to need to do any commercial breaks here, so
Yeah.
let's keep on going. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's do one more. Let's actually go to break right now, actually, because I do kind of need a new beer right now. So,
I gotta go pee.
or spank your monkey. I want you. I should. You should recreate that meme right there. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Stay tuned for Turbo.
Damn, what time is it? Oh, shit. I was trying to drink last night. Yeah, you better went to. The hell? Traveling Jack from Clock Out Road. I don't drink this shit. I drink Voodoo Rangers. What the fuck?
Rise and shine, Aegis!
How the fuck did you get in my apartment?
You left the door open.
Huh. Dude, seriously? Tapeworm Tussle?
Come on, man, you love this song and you know it. It has that same upbeat personality like my all-time favorite song, Don't Bring Me Down by the Electric Light Orchestra.
Yeah, I know that. If I hear it one more goddamn time, I'm going to bash my brains in.
What's that, Aegis? I can't hear you, man. If you want to see more content from us that's not posted on this channel, be sure to subscribe to the Interrobang group today. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Aegis Levity here.
And I am Roger Radio.
And welcome
And
back
welcome
to
to
another
the best music-oriented podcast in the world.
And you're damn right, it's the best, man. And welcome to another legit album review. I had to get another one, and I had to empty out the place. I need a Tum because remember, folks, when you're having heartburn that reveals to be chest cancer, just get yourself an antacid.
And up for today's legit album review.
No, we are still reviewing Turbo Love by Judas Priest. And I'll tell you this, as a man of God, surely you would be like, what is this music? This is blasphemy. Alrighty, so we have discussed the first of four songs, and now we are gonna get into it with track 5, which is "Rock You All Around the World."
I thought it was kind of boring, but it did have some good soloing in it.
Yeah, that's the same for me. It is a pretty good song too, man. I really did like it. It does feel like it has that spring break, summer vacation like vibe to it, in my opinion. You know, we're gonna roll. So like I said, this is a song that I don't revisit a whole lot, just like with Parental Guidance or whatnot. I didn't have that strong connection with it, but I thought it was pretty good, at least for when it's in the middle of the album kind of thing, It didn't really have much of that glam metal influence to it. I think it did have a lot of their traditional sound, but it didn't fully adapt back into their overall sound, Alrighty, how about you read this?
All right. In the cities of the world, every boy and girl goes crazy to the beat of rock and roll. And as the volume is soaring, all the crowd is roaring, let it roll. Well, we don't care in the least because our metal is a feast, but there's always someone trying to put it down, so we crank the music louder, and our voices turn to power. With a wall of sound will blow them away. Rock you all around the world, we'll rock you. We're going to rock you. Rock you all around the world, we're going to rock you. We're going to rock, we're going to roll. We're going to shake you down, we're going to lose control. No one can hold us down, just look around and see. This generation's getting up and breaking free. No one can hold us down, just look around and see. This generation's getting up and breaking free. Rock you all around the world, rock you all around the world. And it repeats that until the end of the song.
Yeah. No, yeah, there isn't a whole lot that they did in terms of trying to add more lyrics or, to do whatever. It just felt like you did a copy and paste and just be like, all right, these are the lyrics we're going to go with. Hell, and remember, this was the 1980s. You had only 2 to 3 songwriters. You didn't have a fucking dozen that fucking bitch Dochi did with fucking Anxiety. I don't really have a whole lot to say, but I do have a lot to say for this next song coming here, and this is probably number 2 on my favorite songs, and it's Out in the Cold. Now, I know what you're thinking. What's that? Go ahead.
Honestly, this is my least favorite one on the album.
Here's the funny thing, though, dude. It did not have a lot of the attitude that they are mostly used to, but I would kind of consider it as the level of the mellowest or quieter kind of sound that's like with Beyond the Realms of Death from Stained Class.
Yep.
I don't know what it is. I liked how it sounded. I don't know why. Call me a
I
simp, but I'm just saying, man, I thought it was a very nice tune, but I would not say it's one of their best songs. It would probably be like at least maybe somewhere in the 20s or whatever, in my opinion.
I personally thought it sucked, but it had some good soloing. I will admit that. There was some good soloing in there.
Right? I will say this though, for how the music sounded though, I did love the lyrics.
All right, why don't we get into the lyrics?
Hell yeah, we will. All right. I'm laying awake at night. I can't get you out of my mind. All I hear is my heartbeat and a voice in the dark of some kind. It ain't the Raven, is it? The Raven, like in the dark, just saying, nevermore, nevermore,
The
nevermore.
raving, like you're raving.
The Raven. We just do our own parody of Tales of Mystery and Imagination, and we'll call it Tales of Aegis and Roger. Where are you now? The fears are coming back to me once again. Oh, I wish you were here taking good care of me. Some reason, every time when I hear, oh, I wish you were here, it almost feels like they were making a fucking reference to Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd, but there's no connection to it.
Yeah.
I guess it's just like how you hear like certain lyrics and you're like, oh, this other song that I listened to did that. For me, it's like Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd and Wish You Were Here by Incubus. So, all right. I wish you were here taking good care of me. I want you. I feel as though I'm out in the cold. Out in the cold. Hear me calling. Cold, out in the cold. Please rescue me. Well, it's still fucking cold outside. Even though it's like hits the 50s and 60s, it's still fucking cold outside. All right. Yeah, I know it was you I hurt. I didn't mean to hurt you. So much to forgive and forget. And now, for some reason, I just saw that as like a freaking reference to Alien Ant Farm, even though this is 20 years after this album came out. So, fuck off! Can't take any more of this hurt. Oh no, oh no. There's so many things I regret. I don't. I don't. Where are you now? The fears are coming back to me once again. Oh, I wish you were here taking good care of me. I want you. Oh. I feel as though I'm out in the cold. You shut me out in the cold. Hear me calling. Where are you now? I need you. I'm so cold. Can't you hear my heartbeat out in the cold? Please rescue me. Ah. All right. Give me a chance, baby. There's nothing I wouldn't do to make it all right. Just for one more chance, baby. I need all your loving tonight. Oh, it's pretty much like I know you're saying goodbye, but can we please have one more rendezvous? Oh, that's how you see me? That's how you see me as my body just as an object and all that? And you can all of a sudden hear feminism intensifying when all that. Then you hear the lead guitar solos from our boys KK and Glenn. Yeah, where are you now? The fears are coming back to me once again. Oh, I wish you were here taking good care of me. I want you. I feel as though I'm out in the cold. You shut me out in the cold. Hear me calling. Where are you now? I need you. I'm so cold. Can't you hear my heartbeat out in the cold? Please rescue me. Why don't you rescue me? Because you're a fucking prick. That's why I won't rescue you. Go fuck yourself. Except you, Rob Halford. I'd definitely rescue you, man. You're the VIP or VIMF. Very important motherfucker. Everyone else can go fuck themselves. Alrighty. Cold, you shut me out in the cold. Hear me calling. Where are you now? I need you. I'm so cold. Can't you hear my heartbeat out in the cold? Please rescue me. Why don't you rescue me? I'm so cold. You shut me out in the cold. Hear me calling. Where are you now? I need you. I'm so cold. Can't you hear my heartbeat out in the cold? Please rescue me.
Out in the
And,
cold.
huh?
Out in the cold.
Yep. And you can even tell with this song here, I do feel like they really did hit the synthesizers pretty good. It wasn't
Yep.
as extremely hard as like whatever song it was from 5150 that we talked about, but it had like at least a decent flow to it. I mean, could this song have done a lot more better? Sure, but I did like how it's kind of like one of them quiet things where you just need to just sit back and just dial it back a bit for like a quick relaxation minute before the heavy intensity comes back and punches you right in the fucking jaw. Now, this song right here, I did not really care about either. Wild Nights, Hot and Crazy Days.
I thought it was okay.
I don't know what it was about this song. I just really couldn't get into it. I think this would probably be among my bottom three songs, honestly, for this album overall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, the music. I don't think I think I wasn't a fan of the lyrics, but I did like how the music sounded. So it's why I'm just so iffy about it. All right, you go right ahead, pimp.
All right. I'm going to break out. I'm going to drive my car. I'm going to get up and go. I want some action.
You ain't
I've been
getting
working
any.
so hard. I don't want any. I'm going to overload.
What?
Can you feel the
Dude, this shit is dirty. How the hell did this album not get a parental advisory sticker put on it? Even they said Purple Rain by Prince was way more fucking worse than this, but I can tell that this has gotta be at the same level as fucking Purple Rain, dude.
Can you feel the beat? Everybody's rocking in the summer heat. As the sun goes down, well, deep down inside, you feel your temperature rise. For those wild nights, hot and crazy days, wild nights, hot and crazy days. I'm feeling good tonight. I'm going to cruise around, making every head turn, wind up the radio. I'm in the mood for some lovin' because the night time's coming. Can you feel the beat? Everybody's rocking in the summer heat. As the sun goes down, well, deep down inside, you feel your temperature rise for those wild nights, hot and crazy days. Wild nights, hot and crazy days. Come on, getting hot tonight. Come on, that's right. Come on, there's no end in sight. Come on, all right. I'm gonna break out. I'm gonna drive my car. I'm gonna get up and go. I want some action. I've been working so hard. I'm going to overload. Can you feel the beat? Everybody's rocking in the summer heat. As the sun goes down, well, deep down inside, you feel the temperature rise. Those wild nights, hot and crazy days. 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 I was gonna just keep repeating that until you stopped me. You never fucking said anything.
You can tell on my face I'm just done with everything. But hang on a second. Now that I'm sorry, but I have to point this out. Well, deep down inside, you feel your temperature rise. That's pretty much making a fucking reference to intercourse. We all know that's a intercourse reference. You feel your temperature rise? Yeah. Deep down inside, you feel your temperature rise. Well, it's like, well, I'm deep down inside, so you'll feel your temperature rise. If they would have said that, they probably would have gotten a freaking parental advisory label immediately put on this. And I might have to age restrict the fuck out of this podcast now. So, all right. So next up we got is Hot for Love. I love the beginning of this song, but I was mixed with this song again. I think actually
Yeah,
the first 10 seconds were all I really liked, but everything else I wasn't really a fan of.
I was gonna say, I was listening to this song and I was like, oh, this might be the second best song on the album. Nope, it just had a really good beginning and it just dipped off.
Yeah.
The
I
start of the
think
song was pretty good though.
yeah, I think this is probably I think alongside with the previous song, this is like among the bottom 3 right here for me. So,
Yeah.
no, not to say it's a bad song per se, but if they would have added a lot more, it would have did good, but it is what it is. So, okay, so to start off, it goes a little like this. 24 hours of the day, you're on my trail and I can't get away. I can't shake you off. You're a wolf on the prowl. You got my scent and I can hear you howl. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, nowhere to go, nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide this hurt inside. I swear to God, dude, this almost sounds like they could have made this a soundtrack on that fucking Clint Eastwood film Play Misty for me.
Oh.
Anyway, hot for love, hot for love, hot for love, hot for love. When the sun goes down, I can feel your heat. I swear to God, dude. This fucking end my life. I can't take it anymore. I wonder if Rob Halford was partially inspired by by his relationship with his other soulmate for the lyrics on this. Could you just imagine if Rob Halford would have been one of the guys that was bound and gagged on Pulp Fiction as the Gimp?
Damn,
Eh,
I haven't watched Pulp Fiction in a while. It's a
right.
fucking good one though.
No, the only reason I was watching it is because I wanted to watch that one scene where Samuel L. Jackson was what country are you from? What? Do they speak English and what? Say what again? Say what again? I dare you! I double dare you, motherfucker! Say what one more goddamn time! What?
Can't go wrong with Quentin Tarantino, my man.
Yeah, I would say Quentin Tarantino and Samuel L. Jackson, their director actor relationship is like the equivalent of Sergio Leone and Clint Eastwood when Clint Eastwood was doing his westerns. The partnership worked. So, all right. Anyway, let's see here. No, when the sun goes down, I can feel your heat till the sun comes up. When you've got me worn deadbeat, I said I'm all burned out. I'm a physical wreck. But there you go again with your hot breath on my neck. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, nowhere to go, nowhere to run to. Nowhere to hide this hurt inside. Hot for love, hot for love, hot for love, hot for love. Nowhere to run, hot for love, nowhere to run, hot for love, nowhere to run, hot for love, nowhere to run, hot for love. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, nowhere to go, nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide this hurt inside. That's another penetration reference. Hot for love, so hot for love. Oh, baby, hot for love. Yes, you're hot for love, hot for love, hot for love. When you're ready, hot for love, hot for love. Could you fucking imagine if Frank Zappa helped co-write some of the music here? He could have taken this album to a whole new height, especially with the sexual innuendos. Remember, this is the
Yep.
same guy who on what was it, a quarter or half of Joe's garage fucking made like how many sexual innuendos and all that shit. Fuck, I might have to listen to some Zappa after this, dude. I don't know about you. Anyways, let's continue on. We get to the final song, which is Reckless, and here's a little bit of information for it if I could quickly find it. Ah, here we go. Yeah, Reckless was asked to be on the soundtrack for the movie for the 1986 film Top Gun, but Judas Priest declined, both because they thought the film would flop and because it would have meant leaving the song off Turbo. However, their next album, Ram It Down, contained a cover of Johnny Be Good that was featured on the soundtrack for the movie of the same title. Reckless and Wild Nights, Hot and Crazy Ones were also Judas Priest's first songs to be played lower than E tuning, instead of being tuned a half step down to E standard tuning. Let me ask you this, in my opinion. Do you think Reckless would have caused the film to flop?
No.
I think I was gonna say I wonder because this song ain't exactly like one of their big songs, but I thought it was like an okay middle of the pack kind of thing. But if they would have did imagine if they would have put Turbo Lover on Top Gun instead, it would have made sense because you've seen
Yeah.
Top Gun, right?
Yeah.
With the jets flying and all that, and they have to rely on all that turbo and
Hmm.
whatnot. Turbo Lover would have made so much more plausible sense to put on there.
Yeah.
And I've listened to Johnny Be Good from Ram It Down, and personally, it's not one of my favorite songs. Um,
Alrighty. Why don't we get into the lyrics?
yeah, well, go ahead and do that. But I'll say this though, right before you do that, I thought the music was okay. I thought it was decent. That's
Yeah, I
all I
thought
can
it
say.
was. I don't know. I found it kind of boring, to be honest. Yeah, no one can stop me now. I'm like a human dynamo, live wired and charging out with power. This time I won't hold back. I'm ready to get up and go, fueled up and growing by the hour. Look out, I'm blasting through the lines, alive and kicking. Watch out, I'm young and lethal. I'm going from here until eternity. I'm feeling reckless, way out of hand, a real survivor, reckless. Coming at gale force 10, around me I feel the shockwaves, building from the energy, a force field that no one can break through. Solid as rock, no wonder, I am indestructible. Every place and everything I do. Look out, I'm blasting through the lines, alive and kicking. Watch out, I'm young and lethal. I'm going from here until eternity. I'm feeling reckless, way out of hand, a real survivor reckless, coming at gale force 10. Radioactive, I'm shooting through the atmosphere, taking off. I'm heading like a rocket through the stratosphere. Look out, I'm blasting through the lines, alive and kicking. Watch out, I'm young and lethal. I'm going from here until eternity. I'm feeling reckless, way out of hand, a real survivor reckless coming at Gale Force 10. I'm feeling reckless, way out of hand, a real survivor reckless coming at Gale Force 10, coming at Gale Force. I'm feeling reckless, way out of hand, a real survivor reckless coming at Gale Force 10, coming at Gale Force 10.
I will say this. So, after listening to the lyrics, maybe they should have put this on Top Gun instead. And they said
Yeah,
that if they would have put it on the soundtrack, it mean that they would have had to take it off Turbo. That's actually not true. You can release this song on two different albums. So, like, you can release it on both your studio album and you can have it put on the movie soundtrack. It does not mean
yeah,
it has to be taken off of one thing. Unless if Judas Priest had something in their record contract where it said, if you're going to put a
yeah.
song on an album, you cannot put it on a movie soundtrack and vice versa kind of thing. So I don't know. I could be wrong about that. But listening to the lyrics, yeah, this would have been a perfect Top Gun song, honestly. If I was a musician and if I had any movie reach out to me saying, we would like to put your song on this soundtrack, I would have said yes immediately.
I would
But
too,
the only
honestly.
what's that?
I would too, honestly. If I wasn't super famous yet, and someone was like, "Hey, do you want your song to be in my movie? I think it's going to be a good movie." Hell yeah, I'd put it in there.
Yeah. I mean, it's also like a promotional thing too, if you think about it. You know, um, the only stipulation for me is like if I had something in a record contract that said if I was to put something on a movie soundtrack, you cannot put it on your studio album and vice versa. I would have told them I the only stipulation is you give me permission to do it both. Like if there's like something where you could do it, if there's something in the contract that says, but you can do it as long as you get permission or whatnot, and they say yes, then I would be fully open to it. So, but yeah,
All right,
overall, this wasn't much of an exciting song, but it does. You can tell in the lyrics that it does have overall themes that would have worked with Top Gun. You know, especially when there's
yeah.
like um oh yeah, live wired and charging out with power, which is makes sense for the jets they were flying in Top Gun. And even then, speaking of which, from what I heard, Top Gun is supposed to have like one of the best soundtracks out there, but I wouldn't know. I haven't listened to the full soundtrack itself, but obviously, Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone's like the peak of that soundtrack. So, um,
So, the album, out of 10, what would you give it?
for me, I would say it's at least a 6.
Yeah, I'd give it like a 5.8 to a 6 out of 10.
Yeah. That's how I would say honestly, like not to knock Judas Priest or anything, and of course I did say it is one of my top favorite albums overall, you know, but it's kind of like one of them 50-50 kind of things, but I did genuinely love this album. I did enjoy every
Yep.
single song on it, even though if there's some that would be like I don't revisit, but it felt like it was perfect for it. And obviously, my most favorite songs obviously are number one, Turbo Lover, number two, Out in the
Yep, me
Cold,
too.
and number three, Locked In.
All right, my favorite was also Turbo Lover. My second favorite, let's see. Um, Rock and Roll Around the World or Wild Nights, Hot Crazy Days.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right before we conclude this podcast, I do want to also make a note that like we said early on this episode, they were intending to release a double LP, but it would be called Twin Turbos, and I even have the list of all the other songs that are included on here. There is and I'm gonna there's 11 extra songs that were made but were left off this album. And number one was All Fired Up, which is on the reissue of Turbo. Red Wine Blue, which was on the reissue of British Steel. Prisoner of Your Eyes, which was on the reissue of Screaming for Vengeance. Turn On Your Light, which was from the reissue of Defenders of the Faith. And Ram It Down from the album Ram It Down. Hard as Iron from Ram It Down. Love You to Death from Ram It Down. Monsters of Rock from Ram It Down. Uh, Heart of a Lion by Mythology, which was one of their little box set compilations. And then there are actually two unreleased songs that have never been released, and that is Under the Gun and Fighting for Your Love. And I am serious, they are unreleased. There's not even a timestamp or time length of how long these songs went, but these are the two names. So,
Okay.
and like I said, four of these songs would eventually end up being put on their next album right afterwards, and that would be Ram It Down from 1988. And honestly, I've listened to that album also, and Ram It Down, I believe, is the strongest song from that album. But I could imagine like how it would have been if they would have did the double LP. But I could kind of understand why they decided to not do a double LP. I mean, the only way that you can make a double LP work is if you're making like a rock opera
Yeah.
or a double LP concept album, and that's it. These songs, it was not a concept album, so whether or not they were intending to make a conceptual piece with these, I have no idea. But it is interesting to see that they were intending to do something like this, but everything went how it did, and what came out. So, all right, everybody, this is going to be it for the podcast. I want to say to all of you, thank you all so much for tuning in. If you are a Judas Priest fan and if you've listened to this album, what are your favorite songs or what did you think of it? Let us know in the comments below. While you're at it, hit the like button and subscribe button. Hit the bell to be when we upload. And tell us to go fuck ourselves. And while you're at it, subscribe to the Interrobang group and follow me on all my social media. The links to everything will be in the description below. Aegis, you got anything you want to say quick?
I want to say I just finished watching the first season of a show called From, which I very much enjoyed. No promises, but there's a good chance I might make a video just talking about that first season of From, what I thought about it, and telling you that you gotta watch it.
Why is it that when it's called From, it sounds like it's a Jordan Peele thing? Because remember, it's Jordan Peele, dude, and everything that he said are just the most basic shit out there. Us, Get Out.
Nope.
I don't know what else it was.
It was Nope. Nope was good.
Oh, Nope. The sequel for it. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in. And remember to tune in next time when I fuck myself. And as always, until next time, ta-ta for now.
Peace.